The hardest part of trading is mastering the psychology of letting runners run. So the truth is, you'll never know which trade has the potential to become a massive winner. A runner before it happens. The future is unwritten. We can't look right on a chart. No indicator, no chart pattern, no guru can tell you with certainty that the specific setup will be the one that breaks out and trends and for hundreds, if not thousands of ticks. This uncertainty is where the psychological game is won or lost. Discipline and a very, very strong trading plan that is repeated over and over again will find those runners. Now, I can say with a little bit of certainty that the xBrat Confluence strategy does find runners, but only 20% of the time. This is a runner that we are in right now. This is the Russell with a Confluence strategy hour on the bottom right hand chart. This is our roller coaster. That's on the 17-minute Heikin Ashi, and that's our anchor strategy. On the top right is our xBrat algo, and that has a 6-star buy at that point there. So that's on a 10-minute time frame. Top left is our momentum part of that Confluence, and that is the VWAP Predator. That's on the 7 minutes, and then the 5-minute is on the bias depth heat map. So these signals came in pretty close to each other, which is what we want, but we still don't know if it's going to run. So just go through the signals, then we'll talk about the trade management here. So we can see 82 ticks risk, very, very small risk for this type of trade. We can see that on there. And then the easiest timeline to see is the bottom left. We can see here at 8:08:55, this is UTC by the way, we had our anchor strategy saying go short. Okay, then the VWAP Predator came in at 9:05. 10 minutes later, we got the momentum. And then the final piece of the puzzle really was this xBrat algo on the top right. You see with the purple hashed lines, vertical lines going down, and then that bias depth heat map is all 6 out of 6. So, we're talking 15 minutes from the start of a potential trade to getting full confirmation to going in, which is pretty standard for the Confluence strategy by combining these non-correlated indicators to find that confluence. Managing the trade, we always use the strategy, the anchor strategy, and with this particular anchor strategy, we have a 34 EMA. So the 34 EMA here is pretty standard. 2134 is what we use quite a lot. Now, in some instances, sometimes when you get these runners, you just got to let it run. And even if you go to bed, you've got to leave your stop where it was and then come back again. But again, so this happens around 20% of the times for the winners. We've got an 85% win rate. Building those confluences together is very, very strong. Now, managing this trade is very simple. We know we're on a 17-minute time frame. Every time a candle closes, we get a new print of this trailing stop. Very, very simple to follow this down. So the psychology of this is really that you've got a plan. You run the 34 EMA, and every time you get a candle close, you adjust your stops. If I just draw this stop in here, for example, once we start to print up here, this is our stop. Let's put that in red. And then every time we get a candle close, we just keep adjusting our stop to lock in profit. There's no second guessing. Every time a candle closes, just keep adjusting or wait for 2 candles, whatever it is. Just keep adjusting with that trailing stop all the way down. Now at this point here, we can see we've gone pre-market. This was yesterday on Thursday, the 13th of November. During the market session, we had a really good parabolic move. And then we started to come up a little bit. No need to worry at this point. The trailing stop is a long way away. We're going into market close. I tend to carry these over the market close. We can go flat during the Asian session, and then as we get into European session, that bearish momentum in some cases will continue to go down as it did here. And again, all we're doing is adjusting that stop all the way down, and this is where it's sitting right now. So we're going into, what time is it EST? So 8:30 EST. We've got some data in the next minute. So right now, traders should be locking in that profit. So let's have a look how much that is right now. So if we measure from the entry all the way to the trailing stop, we're locking in 773 ticks profit on this short move on RTY. We've got a good distance away. You know, there is an option to say, actually, there's data coming out in 10 seconds. I'm seeing that clock counting down. But in reality, I've already got a great deal of profit in. My plan and my trading plan is always to follow the anchor strategy with the Confluence, which is this roller coaster. This move down here is to keep following it. I am not going to change that plan now. I'm in a runner. I don't know what's going to happen with this data, if anything. If nothing happens, that's fine. We're at 8:30 a.m. EST now. It's Friday. We get data coming out. What reaction is there going to be? There could be no reaction. They could be a big reaction down and return it back up again. But my trading plan doesn't count on that. My plan and my discipline tells me 20% of my trades will be runners. All I need to do is follow my rules. Once I'm in the entry, once the trading stop starts to come through that entry, I just keep doing this. Okay, just keep following this line, regardless of what's happening. I'm in a lot of profit now. Right now, we are at almost 1,000 ticks, I would say. We get 1,002 ticks. So this is a fantastic trade. But some people say, always have a target. It's 1,000 ticks, it's 500 ticks. What if your target was 500 ticks and it just continued to go down? You'll regret, part of that trading psychology, the regret that you would have would be immense, and it would start second guessing. To take away that regret, to take away a lot of the stress, is to follow the same trade management. Keep it simple. And with the Confluence strategy, we provided all of these indicators, and check out the links below for that Confluence trading bundle. But in reality, what you're looking for is a very, very simple and repeatable trade management strategy. In some cases, this pullback here would have come out and taken that trailing stop for whatever that was at that point. Okay, so if that had continued, it would have gone up and we'd have made 454 ticks. But be happy with that, because trying to second guess this little pullback here it shouldn't be part of your trading plan. Just follow the rules. Simple, repeatable. This is my position for my trailing stop. If it gets taken out at 100 ticks, I've used the same rules. At this point now, we're at 1,000 ticks. It's locking in nearly 800 ticks. I followed the same rules whether it's a runner or not, because I can't look right. I can't look into the future, and following these very, very simple rules will enable you to catch that 20% that really do run. This is a 1,000 tick trade. Okay, this is a big trade in RTY, very small risk, but this is a prime example of Confluences coming in to give us those signals within 15 minutes of each other. We've got, in essence, 4 non-correlated trading indicators that look at different market behaviors. But when they all align, and this is the whole point of that Confluence strategy, we get a really strong signal. We don't know how far that's going to run, but use the anchor strategy, this bottom right here, just to keep managing the same way on every trade, and you will get those runners. So check out those links below for the xBrat Confluence trading bundle.